So hi everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Alyssa and I decided that I wanted to do a kind of Q&A. These are just some questions that I would have been interested to know if I was a pre-med or about to start medical school. So I'm currently 1 month into medical school, so I just want to share my experience with you at this point. So let's get started. I wish that you could have had that in frame. What is my schedule like? So for my first quarter of medical school, on Mondays, I go from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. with, mind you, there's an hour break for lunch every day. Tuesday, I go from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Friday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. without the lunch break on Fridays. The next question is, do I have any classes that are on campus this quarter? If so, what are they and what are they like? So all of my lectures this quarter are online. The classes that I do have on campus are Introduction to Osteopathic Clinical Medicine, where we're learning Osteopathic Manipulative Medicine, or OMM, and we're also learning the clinical medicine. It's a combined course where we're also learning clinical skills like how to listen to heart sounds, lung sounds, do physical exam, all of that. So it's a combined class, and that is on campus 2 times per week. And then I also have an anatomical sciences lab. It's not every week, but it's like once every 2 weeks. We have a prosection lab where the cadavers are already dissected and we just go in and look and identify structures. Usually this lab is done where you're dissecting cadavers, but because of COVID, they don't have the capacity to have everybody spaced out, and my class is really large, so we're just not able to dissect this quarter, but maybe throughout the rest of the year, if things change, we'll be able to. And there's that side, as well as we're learning how to do ultrasound, so we'll have ultrasound workshops as well. So those are all of the classes that I have on campus. And speaking of the Cadaver Lab, that was one thing I was a little bit concerned about because I had never done that before and I was really nervous going into it. They stepped us through everything really slowly, and they made it just like kind of more of an important experience because being able to work with cadavers is an honor because medical students haven't always been allowed to do that. So they kind of made it more into an experience than something that was stressful, and they really walked us through everything. So I did really appreciate that, and it wasn't something to be overwhelmed or scared about. The next question is, what is my exam schedule like? At my school, my exam schedule is really frequent and overwhelming. On average, we have 2 exams per week. Some weeks we only have 1 exam. The week following next week, I have 3 exams in 1 week. It is really overwhelming at times, but they actually have all of the exams laid out for us before we even start the quarter, so we know what all of our exam dates are going to be. So it's never a surprise, and we can start studying well in advance of the exams. So as far as the exams, what they're actually like, that was one thing I was curious about as well. For the exams in my courses, they try to do board style questions where they have a patient and they explain how they're presenting, what some of their diagnostic tests have shown. They really make each question into a scenario, and then you answer that question. And right now, things are pretty basic because it's only my first month of medical school, but it seems like that will continue through the rest of medical school for me, is that they will be doing board style questions. As far as the length of each exam, they're between 50 and 70 questions each, and they take between an hour and an hour and a half. And one thing I'm really glad about is that we have more than an adequate amount of time to take the exam, and I've never felt stressed or pressured for time. And that was one thing I didn't experience in engineering school. They would give us an unreasonable amount of time to be able to take an exam. So it seems like so far, if you know your stuff, you have enough time to take the exam. So the next question I have is, what is your study schedule like? So my study schedule, it varies day by day. So if I have classes starting at 8 a.m. and go until 5 p.m., I will start studying after that, and usually I will study until 9 or 10 p.m. at night, depending on what I have going on and if there's an exam coming up within the next couple of days. On some of the days like Monday or Friday, where the days are more like a half day, I will study before and after classes. And even some days I'll start studying at 7 a.m. and I'll get some studying in before I start my classes for the day. It just really depends. But most of the day from 8 a.m. to 9 or 10 p.m. I am working on school. And then the weekends, I'll start studying around 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and I'll go until 9 p.m. But I will take breaks and I will go to the gym and I will relax, talk to friends and family, and just do little things throughout the day. So it's not straight studying the whole time. My next question is, what is your sleep schedule like? This is actually something I did want to talk about because it's something that has improved my life dramatically. Before I started medical school, I had a lot of pressure on myself to get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep every night. I would stress myself out if I wasn't able to get that much sleep, or if it didn't look like I was going to have enough time to get that much sleep in the night. So if it was 11 p.m. and I knew I had to get up at 5 or 6, I would start stressing out because it didn't look like I was going to have enough sleep that night. And I've realized that the guidelines or recommendations that we are getting to have a specific amount of sleep can actually be detrimental to falling asleep and getting a good amount of rest. So I've been trying to not focus on that because I've realized that I do just fine on 5 or 6 hours of sleep. Yeah, I might feel a little bit tired, but there's no marked difference in my performance. So I'm trying to be kinder to myself with the amount of sleep that I get and not putting a lot of pressure on myself to get a certain amount of sleep. Because it seems like in medical school, when you're studying a lot, it's hard for your mind to shut off at night. And I'm not stressing out about a bunch of stuff usually, but my mind is just going and it's thinking, and it takes a while to shut off. So basically what my sleep schedule is like is I fall asleep anywhere between 11 and 11:30 and I wake up around 6 or 6:30. Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate, like, not everybody needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep at night. You might be a person who actually does well on 6 hours, and I didn't realize that that is actually me. I do well on a smaller amount of sleep, and I'm glad I realized that now and didn't waste any more time laying in bed, tossing and turning, and stressing out about not sleeping, because I wasted many years doing that. My next question is, are my courses graded? And unfortunately at my medical school, the answer is yes, I have grades. They're on the grading scale where 93 to 100% is an A and 90 to 93% is an A minus. I know a lot of medical schools have moved to the pass-fail system, and I hope my school does because I think it lowers stress for students and it allows you to place more emphasis on what's important. My next question is, what is my stress level like in medical school? And actually, I don't feel very stressed most of the time. In fact, I felt more stressed out in my job beforehand. Everything is so well organized and structured, and there usually aren't any emergencies or unexpected things that come out of the blue. So that contributes to a lower amount of stress, and also there's less of an emotional burden during school than there was in the workplace. So you have all of these politics to deal with at work that you just don't have to do during school. But exams are stressful, and managing the heavy study load, workload of classes is stressful, and having to study on the weekends is stressful. So there are stressful parts and there are less stressful parts than working. But overall, I would say I'm less stressed than I was in my full-time job. Would you agree with that?
I think so.
Yeah. And also I really am liking medical school. So I think that also contributes to me being less stressed.
It's a big part, yeah.
But we shall see. Heard second year is really a bugger, so you know.
Oh boy.
But 1 month in, we're still doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
My next question is, has it been difficult to meet friends in medical school during COVID? And yes, it has been so difficult to meet friends. When I'm in class, for some of them, we have to wear a face shield and a mask. And it's hard for me to hear people well when we're wearing the face shield and even a mask alone. So that's been actually really challenging to even want to connect with anyone when we're in this environment. I am very lucky to have a great partner. So we are each paired with somebody who we learn OMM together and different clinical skills, and we're also anatomical science lab partners. So we seem to get along really well. So I have found a friend there, as well as we have this big little sibling program, and my big Seems really nice. A lot of students in my class were part of a master's program before starting medical school, and they actually knew one another from this, and a lot of the people are living on campus, and I think because of that, it's a lot easier for people to be making friends. So I think living off campus during COVID has made it a lot more challenging to make friends during medical school. So I think all of this would be different if COVID wasn't going on. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining during this Q&A. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe if you're interested in following my journey through medical school. And please let me know any questions or comments that you have, and I would like to answer them in a future Q&A. All right, thanks everyone. Bye-bye.